My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2! Oh, that doesn't say what? Hang on, it might still say glam. Let's check. Oh, that doesn't say glam. But it does say Cursed Pearl. Upon pickup, receive greed and 333 gold. Oh, why couldn't it be 666? It'd be so much more cursed. And Kaleidoscope upon pickup. Obtain 2 card rewards from other characters. Let me get something that helps me deal with that greed, maybe. Ooh. Is Convergence good for the Ironclad? Ball Lightning's fine. Haunt is obviously garbage. That is... Leap? Negative pulse? I don't know about this one. Get an energy next turn? If it's giving me stars and stuff, like, it's retain your hand this turn, gain an energy next turn. Is that worth 1 energy for the Ironclad? Is that a consistent enough power up for the Ironclad? Hand retention is really good. It's just Ball Lightning is 7 damage plus 3 damage. Like, it's really good on this first floor. It's just additional power. This currently doesn't make us more powerful at all. It theoretically makes us more powerful in the future. I feel like what I need is power now. Furnace, of course, just scaling up that Sovereign Blade. It's not bad, but without the ability to get any of the other Sovereign Blade support, it feels maybe like it shouldn't be good. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But if I got that and Convergence, then I have the ability to set up a 4 energy turn where I play Bash and then I play the Sovereign Blade, and that's gonna kill things. The only problem is that's a lot of setup with no defense. So like then the rest of the deck would be finding defense to support a bad turn. Pretty skeptical that's a good idea. Where's our first shop? Probably doing a 1 elite, 2 shop, 2 rest path here. 2 early question marks. Yeah, it looks like the most value dense path. Outside of taking an additional elite, which like... So if I'm dodging elites until just after halfway, how do I feel about taking Convergence then? Better or worse? Let's see. I just feel like this is significantly more exciting than any other possibility. And that's got to be worth something, right? Ugh. How dare you weaken me? Just enough to save our skin. Dominate, Anger, and Sword Boomerang. Anger retained in hand could be relevant. But also Dominate and Bash being able to be played together via Convergence. If nothing else, that helps us on the first floor, even if I don't care about doing more with it. Let's transform a strike. Juggling. I don't think an additional copy of the 3rd attack I play each turn is what I'm looking for here. Uh-huh. For reasons related to this. I can't wait for the first turn I play 3 attacks. I'm sure it'll happen any day now. Spiked Pillage and Forgotten Ritual. Of these, Pillage or Forgotten Ritual, Forgotten Ritual gives us a little bit more push towards putting low-cost cards in the deck and things like that, but I feel like Forgotten Ritual is more likely to work with our big Convergence turn, giving us the energy to play all of the additional cards. Let's go colorless. The Bomb is really good AoE in a deck that otherwise has no access to it. Splash is also really good, but I'll take this one. How bad do I want that two-shot path? I don't think enough. Next 5 combats start with 2 strength. 1, 2, 3. You know what? That probably includes 3 elites. So I'll do that. Bash needs an additional turn of vulnerability. Enemies drop an additional 15 gold, as well as a bunch of gold. The faster the first elite dies, the better off we'll be. Convergence, Dominate gives us the Ritual, and then I can drop 16 and 37. Half of my remaining health. And then Bash Sovereign finishes the fight. We also get a meal ticket. When we go into our shop room, heal 15 HP. Heart of Iron. Bloodletting. Or Tremble. Give me Tremble, because I think that kind of helps treat Forgotten Ritual as our Bloodletting. Choose your bracelet. Normal enemy encounters are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. I will rest preemptive here. And then I'm probably going to dodge the additional elite so that I can take the upgrade in the end. Ooh. Tremble and Dominate and Strike, but there's no reason to have gotten Ritual yet. I feel like I should drop the bomb. Yeah, because I don't defend very well. So I'm gonna need the 40 additional damage of that. Help us out here. Okay, never mind. I don't. Drama Battle. When this is exhausted, gain 2 energy, otherwise draw 2 cards. I don't have a thing that exhausts other things, but card draw matters. Give me 1. The additional 15 health from visiting the shop is going to be really handy. Oh my god. Yeah, we still haven't had our 3rd normal fight. Right. Vicious, Ashen Strike, and Blood Wall. Give me Ashen Strike, and now I'm looking for True Grits. Enchant a card with Sown. First time you play it, gain an energy back. Or upgrade a card and heal. I think Juggling's probably going to end up getting cut from the deck, whereas I feel like, yeah, Furnace costs nothing. I can afford to play it. This is sick. Kifuda. Upon pickup enchants a card with a draw, up to 3 cards rather with Detroit. Which means that whenever I play them, they are going to give us 3 block, but also Ollie Smooth Stone. Turn that into 4 block. Convergence. Drum and Ashen Strike. I would like that True Grit as well. But would I prefer removing a card? Yes, yes, especially with down in the deck, absolutely. If I upgrade Bomb, It's better for the next floor, but also it will make it much easier to kill both of these chumps early. Although I might have to kill one of the Trump's traditional styles, so start some damage on him just in case. Ooh! Tremble, Forgotten, Dominate. Hell yeah. Managed to score another 6 strength out of that. Drop the bomb. And it defends. Both of the kin followers died of the bomb exploding at the end of the rounds. And then I'll just focus on defending against the kin priest. I'd love to have bashed there, but I don't think it's more important than defending. Yeah, especially because this turn could have been pretty annoying. Thank you, Kafuda, for turning that into a relatively defensive turn, despite the fact that I played no cards that traditionally defend. Oh my god, I got a 3rd copy of a card, finally! Not yet. Cruelty or Fiendfire? Fiendfire, I feel like Convergence gives us the ability to fill a full hand and then just blow someone up. Black Blood just heals us for twice as much at the end of each combat. Luminescence. I don't think additional energy is what I need on turn 1. If anything, maybe more cards. 2 common, 2 uncommon, and a rare? Maybe I go Glass Eye. I always feel like that's too low value, but maybe. Okay. Let's see. I think of these Bloodletting or Havoc. Havoc. Bully or nothing. Well, Dominate or Bully. God damn. Second Fiendfire. I'm less interested in Havoc now. I'll take Bloodletting. I'm also less interested in Bully. But more interested in Dominate than I was before. So, Fiendfire now is kind of like our all-encompassing solution. It's everything for us. All I need is one Convergence turn to set her up. You're kidding me, right? Ow. Can I... Did I... Where was my other Fiendfire? Was it in my opening hand? What happened? It just wasn't right to play it on the turn that I saw it? I guess? God damn. There you go. That's what it's supposed to do. I think I probably have too many Dominates in this deck at this point, but also I am worried that what if I burn one and I need it? I'm definitely short defense in this deck at the moment as well. Okay, I really need to be drawing conversions consistently earlier. It's just coming too late to be really useful for us a lot of the time here. Ashen Strike, Taunt, Tremble. I'm definitely okay taking a Taunt. Defense and Vulnerability makes sense in the deck. Yep. Corrupt a Fiendfire, please. Stampede, fight me. Headbutt Dark Shackles. Give me Dark Shackles for the additional free defense for a turn, basically. Oh, boy. Furnace into Convergence and... Sure, I'll drop the bomb. Don't think it'd be 9 damage to everyone, but it'll happen. I only have to survive one more fight after this before I'm back in the safety and comfort of fights that won't beat my ass off. Beautiful. That one's upgraded. Alright, fine. One more normal fight. Why? God damn it. Why? You bastard. You absolute rat bastard. Ah, yay! Exact damage lethal. Why was that? Because we didn't have enough defense in the deck. I tried to rectify it a little bit near the end by picking up the Taunt and Dark Shackles. But definitely taking the 2 additional Dominates didn't help me with that. Just put more cards between me and my actual combo pieces that were relevant. I don't know how many other... I don't think Armaments would have really counted as additional defense there. Ashen Strike, Tremble, Armaments, Headbutt, Dominate. I really wasn't offered many defensive things from the Aerobus as well. I could have taken Juggling, I guess. And perhaps that would have helped to Juggling instead of a Dominate there. I mean, I only would have needed 1 additional health until we were on Rest, Chest, Rest, question mark, Rest. Like, literally, this was the final boss for us in this run. I guess whoever you end up dying to turns out to be the final boss to you in the run. God damn, you know what? I'm going to try and take out all the elites, and I'm going to use the Silver Crucible to do it. I love a good 4 elite opening floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 rest, and a shot. You don't usually get service like that. Take 6 damage this turn. Sorry, 2 damage this turn, or 6 damage and kill the enemy. I think that's actually better. Otherwise, I've got 2 attacks coming in next turn. The front line would be doing 8 damage as well. So here I can just focus on full defense. Now, when you're doing your 8 damage... Ooh. Would have been nice to have 1 more defend that hand, but of course, I had all of the other defense on the previous hand, so where would they have come from? How dare you. 2 more damage I have to take. Anger, upgraded Thunderclap, and Forgotten Ritual. An upgraded Anger is a lot of damage on the first floor, especially if you keep the deck a little bit thin. Bash Anger next turn, please. Alright, it's fine. Oh, God damn. Why game be so aggressive to me? There you go. Take 5 damage that turn. Best I can get out of here with. Second wind, upgraded armaments, which is significantly worse if I'm going to be using a relatively thin deck, as well as anger. I'm diluting the deck with high upgraded cards, so armaments loses a lot of value quickly. I think I just take second wind then. Not thrilled about it, but I can definitely make it work. There's stuff you can do with it. Couldn't have spread those out over 2 turns, buddy. Alright, now the game is literally having a joke at my expense. Battle Trance. I mean, I want it to be unrelenting, but we desperately need additional draw to make this useful. God damn. The colorless card reward, it would have been upgraded. Panache. Yeah, it gives us a way to put AoE in this. And not just AoE, but repeatable AoE. Second wind, all of those. Then, bash double anger. Beautiful. Stomp. With this many angers and that much draw in the deck? Yes. I can't take the HP damage here, unfortunately. I would have liked to instead, but do what you can. With more draw in the deck, I certainly see more value in taking an armaments. And I do feel like if I'm taking anything here, they should be defend cards. So True Grit and armaments. My choices? Definitely going to be using a potion in this first fight. Trip defend. And then I'll also use a strength poke. Wind, anger, strike, strike, stomp. Bash will come up soon. There it is. Bash, strike, anger. Next turn, hopefully lethal. Any reasonable draw at this point should be. And it is. Lantern, additional energy on turn 1. Conflagration versus Whirlwind. I think Conflagration is going to be significantly better for us. Because there are multiple instances of damage with less energy invested. Let's upgrade armaments. Roll into the chest that's going to be empty. Probably going to have to rest after this one. Ooh, nice armaments upgraded the hand right there. More than happy to full defend that turn. Incoming 24 definitely justifies it. That said, incoming 20 the turn after. Oh boy. Regen potion as well as a reptile trinket. Let's grab a Colossus for very effective defense. I'll rest here. Now I have to get through 2 elites with just the regen potion to help me out here. Oh my god, it's sick. Regen potion, and then armaments hits conflagration for 25 damage to all enemies. And then 12 takes you. And you. And then I want to stay here until the regen's done. Or at least until enough of it is done that I'm comfortable. Perfect. There goes the Phantasmal Cardinal. Duplicator this turn. Next card is played an additional time. And we also pick up Kasaragama. Evil Eye. Yes, I feel like that's a relatively dense defense card that we can get some value out of. Second battle... Oh, Omni Slice. Yes, Omni Slice is exactly the kind of card that goes in this deck. Second Battle Trance, though? Deck's thick enough that I think a second Battle Trance is majority of the time going to be a really good thing for us. Armor, then Bash and Colossus gets us a full defend here. Omni Anger, defend, defend, defend. Put him on better or worse. Vajra, the start of each combat, gain 1 strength, and Flame Barrier or Ashen Strike. Let's take Flame Barrier. And we'll need a couple cards that just do big defense. Because I'm not going to be killing this boss especially quickly. Like, this is one of the situations where I definitely need to rest, because I'm going to need to persist in this fight long enough. Armor, Panache, Bash. If I throw out Anger, Strike, and Stomp, we could actually, like, start the fight. Actually, yeah, my deck doesn't get much better after this. I think that's our best turn to start the fight on. Ooh. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to second win that full hand and then strike. Thank you, Colossus, for such huge, huge contribution to our defense for 1 energy. Blocks 15, basically. I'm gonna Evil Eye before I Battle Trance to get 1 in the next cycle. Yep, and it's around about now that our power is gonna start trailing off. Colossus. Oh. Got him. Okay, yeah, I didn't need the rest before that, but with a slightly worse draw, I absolutely would have needed to. Aggression draws us an additional attack into every hand. We've also got 1-2 punch to double attacks, as well as trigger Panache more commonly. Remove 4 cards from the deck. You mean I can have 4 fewer strikes in this deck? Study turn, spend 5 gold to gain an energy. I actually don't think I'm that energy hungry, despite the amount of draw that I have in the deck. I think it's just because of the amount of zeros that I put in here as well. And the fact that I've added no 2-cost cards. Except for Flame Barrier. Yummy Cookie, what could that upgrade? True Grit certainly cares about being upgraded. So does 1-2 Punch and Battle Trance. I guess Bash or Panache would probably be the final choice there. What's more accessible to me this floor? I really like the idea of taking this path. Remove. Save, save, save. Upgrade, remove, fight, leave. Which actually means, oh no, I can't go to the shops if I'm going to be taking, or rather I wouldn't want to go to the shops if I'm taking a Seal of Gold. Just spend all of my energy at the shops. Alright, let's go Big Hug. The deck gets so much better with fewer strikes. Oh, I actually don't even have an attack in this hand for the 1-2 punch to 1-2 punch. Rough. I do hope you know that's mine, and I expect it back before the end of the day. Yeah, especially because I no longer have all of those strikes in the deck. I'm definitely not going to go for Hellraiser, so I don't think Pommel Strike makes its way in here. Bloodletting. Maybe one Bloodletting? I've got a lot of additional draw with those two Battle Trances. Swift 2 on Panache? Absolutely. Draw 2 additional cards the first time it's played. I would give True Grit, I would give Stomp, I would give Evil Eye, I would give Bash, and I would give Strike. You literally offered me Stomp at the start, and I said no, right? Yeah. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. God damn. True Grit. That was awful. Shouldn't have done any of that. I gave up way too much health for way too little as an outcome, and don't do what I did. Let's Swift Pot here to try and make it up for ourselves. All right. Okay. Double Bash, like Anger, Stomp, then Conflag. Finish the fight on that first turn. Get regen. Happy to take the Taunt Vuln. Ooh, that Armaments Battletron, the Armaments Flame is going to be huge here as well. Actually, 1-2 Conflag, kill them all. Explosive. What do we think about Inflame in this deck? It's decent for Conflagration. Without another source of strength in the deck, I'm actually going to take a single Inflame. I could see the world where I use the Fasten as my defense. I also like Colossus and removal of Strike. Do I take True Grit back into the deck? Maybe if it was upgraded. Necro. Ooh! Necro or Silent? Silent. I want Weaken Access. Yeah, Backflip's okay. Strangle's pretty good in this deck. I play a decent amount of cards. If it's anything here, it's the Hunt. Piercing Whale's also pretty good. Amethyst Aubergine. Enemies drop an additional 15 gold. Thank you kindly. Let's get the 1-2 punch upgraded by default. Armor into Taunt the front line, setting up a Omni Slice for 18 damage to everyone. Colossus means we take no damage, and I can even keep my Piercing Whale. Great. Now we're looking for the possibility to hit Fatal on people. I'm not going to get it in this fight. That's okay. I don't expect to get it in many fights, to be honest. Battletrance needs cards. Seeker Strike, Vicious. I don't think I have enough vulnerable application for Vicious to be a really good idea. Damn. I don't think I want any of these, unfortunately. But it was on the way to the next elite that I wanted. Nash for the draw. Oh boy. Battletrance into... Armaments. Conflagration for 30 to everyone would be good. Strangle, conflag, and then... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna double stomp. We pick up the Venerable Tea set, so we get 2 extra energy on the first turn of each combat after a rest site. Gonna upgrade in Flame, move into the boss fight, immediately drain... Oh, not immediately. Because I've got the reptiles, so I'll do it at the right time as well. Alright, fine. Reptile and Strength Potion this turn. I'm going to 1-2 punch, double Strangle. Double Omni Slice. Throw away Hunt. Keep the other 2 for later turns. I feel like it's take damage. I don't want my draw minimized. But I'll take draw minimized, because I don't know how long the fight's going to be ultimately, unfortunately. Bash, Colossus. Super handy there. Armor, Taunt, and Evil Eye. Gets us up to most of the defense. Yeah, I'm starting to see problems with this, clearly, as I'm drawing hands that just have a lot of low-cost cards and no draw. Yeah, I still need the big turns to be big. Piercing Whale into Evil Eye and Conflags. Great damage. And no more damage from the enemy for the next turn. God damn it, I can't. I mean, I can Stomp. I can absolutely just play Stomp. But then I take 7 damage. Just defend. Gonna have to be Disintegration. Just find 68 damage this turn. That sucks. Strangle, Anger, Conflag, and it's done. Good lord. I was so scared. Tear Asunder. Deal 5 damage. An additional time for each time you've taken damage this combat. I feel like if nothing else, that's just like a delete boss button. I don't really get good rewards for exhausting my cards. So I don't see Stoke as especially powerful here. I'll just take a Tear Asunder then. 5th card you play each turn is free. Yeah, I could see that. I could see manipulating that just to play an additional card each turn. Mark 7 combats. Board's full of combats. It's not like it's going to consistently mark high impact combats for us. Okay, Brilliant Scarf. And then curl over to the right here. 9, 9, 18, 22, 40. So I can take a target out with that. That's 1-2 punch, Anger, and the Hunt. Inflame, Strangle, Defend, Bloodletting, and then Stomp just enough to get one of them down. Sadly, I'm losing even more max HP again. I don't feel like I'm exhausting enough cards for Ashen Strike to be a good idea. Maybe I will more. Yeah, Eon Glass. Okay. Ashen Strike and Bloodletting, and now I do need a little bit more defense as well. 1-2 Ashen. And the Hunt. I feel like I'm unfortunately in this, still in this kind of like a couple bad turns ruins me situation. So I'm really hoping not to consistently have to take enemies on this path. Of course, we've got 4 enemies to start the path at the absolute least. It's getting pretty bad. Yep. That's about as bad as it gets. I'm so glad that I said that right before it happened. So at least it seemed prescient. Yeah, definitely. Again, about scale of defense to offense. I thought that we were going to have enough draw to be able to hit defense relatively consistently. It's like out of all of these, defend, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. 8. 4. Yeah, about half of the deck was defend cards, but the individual size of those defend cards was relatively low, and a lot of the time, unless we had the vulnerability set up on the enemy, the defend was not especially valuable, and that vulnerability usually came at quite a high cost of bash. Couldn't always come from taunt. So another way of getting vulnerability for enemies certainly would have been also additional defense at that point. I also think Ashen Strike didn't really add much to that deck. Bloodletting added a lot to the deck, would add a lot to the deck, absolutely. But I think I still need more draw in here. Maybe even that Pommel Strike I turned down ages ago. Damn. Damn. Well, for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slandered by 2, though. Top left is a series playlist for all my content on the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations are down below, streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out of the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Eloise. So hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.